I want to talk to you about operating the dash. I'm going to start with filling and then unloading into the sprayer. So before you begin, what you want to do is turn on your air. Your master air valve is right here, and it's a valve here, and when you open it, you'll hear it hiss air. You want to set your PSI, your pressure. This is to set your rinse pressure. Set it around 60 PSI. So to do that, you just pull out the knob, and then once you got it set where you want, click it back in. Then we're gonna start loading chemicals. Filling a dash. The bigger tanks you can use for jugs or use with your bulk products. So normally what you would do is you put a ball valve right here on the cam lock, and then run a jumper hose to your tote or to your front totes if you got a double tote deck. Then you can just control your fill levels, fill to your desired amount. For the smaller jugs, usually we put them in the smaller inductors, and when you put your jugs in, there's two options that we have here. First is our standard rinser, which you can just throw your jug on, it'll glug out, and then you can turn on your rinse valve here, and it'll wash your jug out, turn it off. Or we have the knife option. The knife option is pretty standard, same thing. Slam your jug on, you can turn your rinser on. The jug knife still has the standard rinser in there, and you can do that. If you want to do more manually rinsing, you have a hose here that you can do that as well. To use this hose, you just have to turn the hand sprayer on, and whatever that air diaphragm pump is set to, as far as fresh water, it will then pull out of that product as well. Okay, so once the dash is loaded, you'll do everything from standing down here. First thing you're going to do is hook up your hose to the sprayer. To do that, you can flip out your boom quite simply. Pull it out, take the hose off, hook it up to the sprayer, and do that. Then you're going to come over here, and you're going to open up your master water. You're going to turn this on, and then you're going to fire up your pump. Now I would send about 200 gallons of water to the sprayer before I start sending any chemicals. Then, once you've got 200 gallons over, you're going to start pulling your different inductors, your handles. And so I would do it in the mixing order that you want, or the appropriate mixing order. So if you got chemicals that foam, I would send them more near the end, the last ones. If you got chemicals that don't foam as bad, then send them first. But with 200 gallons of water over there first, you're going to have lots of water separation, and you don't have to worry about mixing order as much if you get this wrong. But as you pull a handle, pull it all the way down. Now it's going to be unloading, and then it's also, as I turn it all the way down, it's opened up a second valve that's going to be washing the inductor down. So as I'm washing the inductor down, if you look in here, as I'm washing the inductor down, it's going to unload, but when it's done unloading, I'm going to close this, but close it slower. So as I go to close, it's going to shut my rinse valve off first, and then it's going to finish shutting my ball valve off. By doing that, what it's going to do is allow me to suck that last little bit of water out from the rinse water, and so I'm left with a completely clean, empty tank. So send all your different chemicals over, send them over in the order that you want. You know, they're all sent. So once you've got that done, but you'll probably have them all sent over by the time you're at 700-800 gallons of water on your sprayer. We can unload an inductor like this in about 30 to 40 seconds. So by doing that, you can still send about 400 gallons of just fresh water at the end to finish loading. Once your sprayer is full, shut your pump off, and then shut your master water off, unhook your hose, and you're good to go. So you should be able to fill, if everything's plumbed right, you don't have any restrictions, you should be able to fill on most sprayers a 1200 gallon sprayer in about 3.5 to 4 minutes, depending on the plumbing on the bottom of the sprayer. But you should have very quick fill times that way. Let's talk about the manifold for a second here. There's a couple different things about it. One is you have different sizes of fill. So you got a 3-inch, a 4-inch, and a 6-inch for refilling. Also, there's ball valves on here, and this will go to each tank. So these will be set to go to your tanks, and so you can shut individual tanks off if you want, or open them up. If you have a complete trailer package from us, what's unique about our tanks is that they're the same height on our step decks, so that you don't have your vents are in the top at the same level, so you can open up both valves and pull from both at the same time. You will get faster fill times if you can pull from 2 tanks at one time. So there's also a spot on the manifold for a third tank, so people who run multiple tanks, more than 2. There's a spot here for a third ball valve. There's also a port on the side here for doing this. For guys who do liquid fertilizer, sometimes they might want to put a stub ball valve in with a cam lock right on the end, so you don't have any spilling or mess or anything like that. And so that can be put into this port here. The other thing I should mention about the boom, if you're going down the road, lock the boom. there's just a simple latch here. By doing this, because the trailer twists, it can pull it out of the cradle if you're going through a really steep twist or something like that. You just want to make sure you have that secured for going down the road. Another thing these dashes have is in the operator's manual tube, you'll see your operator's manual. So if you have any more questions, there's lots of documentation in there. Another thing we ship them with is a safety vest. So if you're standing on the side of the road, we encourage you guys to use those just to keep you safe and keep you visible. So take note of that.